Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Today's check-in will be for yours and theirs. Yay! Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave it does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I say let's board today, might be about or involve those energies relating to a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. I never know until the cards are down, right? But I would also ask you to take into consideration other elements that may pop up, such as work, family, spiritual stuff. Like I said, also very, very common. But yeah, as it resonates, always. And then do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is terribly frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. I hope that you are having a wonderful weekend. Myself, I'm having what you call a grounding weekend, getting back to focus, principles, values, however you want to do it. Because last week, the work week, was a little bit too much up here for me. And let me tell you something. I personally have an amazing, I think, excuse me if I flatter myself, but I have an amazing threshold for stress. Like, it's up here. And the kind of work energies of the week were like, yeah, let's press on that, shall we? Let's put that theory into practice. Testing my threshold all week. So this weekend, it is really, like I said, a grounding weekend where if it does not involve my family or my home or myself, I'm not interested. Don't call me. I'm not going to call you either. That kind of energy, that's where I'm at. So yeah, just focusing on me, my home, my family. That's it. I got a call from the company that I hired to do work on the house. They are moving up my project by a couple of weeks, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that actually works out in terms of scheduling and getting things done. But still, I'm like, that means I have to do prep 2 weeks earlier. That means now. Oh, okay. So there are some preparatory things I need to do. But other than that, it's kind of exciting. I cannot wait to see how this unfolds. Now that I have such a strong vision in my mind of what the house is going to look like after it's all done, I am authentically excited. Other than that, it's just a low-key, doing the stuff that matters kind of weekend. And for the upcoming week, for us all, if you can relate to that kind of stress, let us manifest, let us aim, let us ask for a normal work week, if nothing else. And maybe cherry on top, efficient. An efficient, normal work week. And then in that space, we might be able to recoup some of the time we lost dealing with the shenanigans of last week. Yes. So shall it be. I will see you for some shorts. I will see you for the Thursday check-in. And I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. What's going on for Leo, please? Show me Leo. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's going on for Leo? Queen of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Fool. Wow. Page of Swords, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. Shared, the Magician, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups. Oh, yeah. Eight of Pentacles in your overview. You working? Don't get me wrong. You got stuff going on, obviously, in your 3D. Master of your craft. You're knocking out that coin, stabilizing things, growing your work, your efforts, your production, your empire, however you want to do it. You busy. But in more than one way, too. And it's not just all work in there. You're kind of showing me a thoughtful decision here to open up your softer side. But it's a firm decision regarding your feelings. It's so official. Queen of Swords and Seven of Cups. It's like I officially am determined to open my feelings. And it feels good. It's a good looking thought. It's a strong thought. And it's a good feeling too with the Fool there. It's very lovely. I love it. So, you know, like, you know what? I'm making a conscious decision here. This is a conscious decision to open up from the space of feeling. Things are going good at work. Everything's under control, or it's very, very active and or productive at this time. And you're like, cool, that's taken care of. And while I'm knocking things out, while I'm making things work, there's something over here for myself I'd like to personally lean into or make a decision on, and that is, it's the most official I'm opening them up I've ever seen. So it's a 7 of Cups and the Fool. It looks lovely. But again, it's like I used my mind on this one, Christina. Okay, the 7 of Cups, the Fool. That's cool. I respect that. But yeah, I'm going to open up. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to open up some feelings here. I choose to do this. I like it. It's a good choice. It suits you. Over here, Page of Swords, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. Well, you got somebody's attention because their energy went from small to, oh, you have my attention. So, it's not a lot. I'm very curious. But once they have something to open up towards, they're curious. They're very curious. You got their attention. That's all I can say. That's all I know is that you got their attention because it started out with not thinking about doing much. Page of Swords, the energy pops open real fast. Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. So, yeah. They're curious. They have a willingness to try to open up. The interest is there. That's all I can tell you. It's not much, but here's how things kind of kick off. The Magician, 8 of Wands, Page of Cups. So in some way, the both of you were desiring communication here, and somebody had to put it forward. And it's only until it's put forward that I see someone's reaction to it. Otherwise, they weren't expecting it. Somebody wasn't expecting it. So these can be reversed. But I do see the official decision to open up come from you, and I see someone literally respond, but up until that reason, they had no reason to expect anything. But yeah, it can be reversed. All I know is that there's this idea of two people are wanting to exchange. Two people are open to communication in their own way. Two people are open to expressing interest and some sort of emotional value here with the Page of Cups. So it's coming. Once more, I believe it's being generated by you thoughtfully, as we've seen. But it could be the way around. I do know a response. You receive one. So that's it. Yours was incredibly straightforward today. That's really nice. This is very immediate. This is very now. But when you decide is when you decide, and when they decide is when they decide. But yeah, no, the reaction's pretty fast. It doesn't look stretched out to me, not at all. Any advice, please? It's like you just kind of pop up on this person's scene or in their world, and it's like, oh, I had no reason to expect you. And that's all right. That's fine. The response is good. I got two people, bare minimum, who are curious about each other. But like I like your decision. It's like, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I officially acknowledge I could make space for this. Let's open up from the heart. Let's do that. I can do it. I love that. King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. See, that's just, I like that. I do. Because we are working with mature energies here. It's just, it's coming across as so introductory. Perhaps shy, maybe tentative energies, but King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. It's actually quite lovely. Okay. I suggest, I got two people here who very much know who they are. Someone tends to be more practical in approach, investment. The other person, naturally from the heart space, very emotive. And the Knight of Cups. There's some emotional, beautiful, natural, vulnerable expression there. It's lovely. Speak from the heart, we'll be fine. It's great. Anything else while you out there working? That's I don't want you to feel like you're getting shortchanged on your reading. It's just, it was incredibly straightforward, and that's lovely for me. Hey, less work for Sassy. That's cool. I love it though. I love your pages. Both of your pages are so sweet. You know, they're shy. But behind it, though, are some Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Aww. Well, why didn't you say so? You're like, I did, just in my own way. Seven of Cups is there twice with the Ace of Cups. Yeah, you're interested in a much larger space in the heart. Ace of Cups, love, new love. So I don't know who this is to you, but I see the energies available on both sides to open up and talk. Try. Pages like, yeah, this is appropriate energies for them, and actions too. They can handle this. And it looks like the two people I'm seeing here are available to talk to each other. But you specifically seem to be coming from a space of, I want to explore love. Big love. But you got to start somewhere, right? That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Good luck to you. The calla lilies. It's beautiful. 30. Speaks to the rarity. Not obtainable, easily obtainable energies, because here we have the sense of love as well as sex appeal. So, in other words, highly desirable. Okay, very desirable. Emotionally and physically. 30. There's that tenderness too. Yes. The main female. We see lots of it. So, some of you are the main female, or this is your aim, your intended. But someone who holds the rose, she who bears the rose, the feminine energy that's available and highly desirable, emotionally, sexually. But we're talking about ideal courtship here. Okay, very attractive, very beautiful. Oh my, yes. Oh, it's very romantic, very emotional. But it's the good kind where things are kicking off. So it's thoughtful, very thoughtful approach, very honest approach you had here. This is clearly important to you. You did get this person's attention, I will say that. Oh, what's this? Because again, the Page of Swords, the initial was like, I'm not really looking to look. I didn't know to look in your direction. I had no thoughts about that one way or the other, but your energy's here now, and it's influencing me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm curious. I'm a curious cat, whatever that. But it's a little bit more than that. Ace of Wands, there's excitement in there. So, there it is. But energetically, you both share that sense of, I'm ready as a person. You know you are. They know they are. Your two kind of readies are meeting in the middle. So that's cool. We'll take that. Don't need this one. Sure, why not? We got some time. We got some time to spare. Yeah, this one's nice. I just want to say this one's nice, Leo. It's not just that it's easy. It's one of those things where it's so easy, it's hard for me to trust it. Like, where's all the complications? Because that's what I'm used to getting. But yours was so straightforward. It was so nice. It was so lovely. It was easy. Transcendence, unity, karmic partner. Some of you, transcendence. We've risen above this idea of karmic partnership. Okay. It's more about unity. You're looking more for an equal experience, someone who's closer to you, similar to you. But we want to rise above this idea of karmic. We don't want the average. We don't want the mundane. We don't want to make connections based on ease of availability, or it seems really simple, not complicated. Because when we contract ourselves to that, it's going to play out the way it's going to play out. Sometimes we want a connection that has a much deeper emotional significance, therefore emotional complexity, that sustains us a little better and helps us better understand ourselves. But this idea that I've gone beyond this idea of karmic partnership. I want something special. I want something unique. That's nice. Okay, we have the letters T, O, Q. We have the crescent moon in the upright. For some of you, this will take space over the next crescent moon. Okay, simply put. When we have the Pegasus, the freedom to choose, the freedom to take flight, the freedom to take action. Absolutely. Then we have the arrow of Sag, also Cupid's arrow. And then we have the wisdom of the owl. Some of you are very intelligent. I've seen that. You might have some very interesting air in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but that sense of being highly wise, observant, eyes wide open, intelligent. And struck with the Cupid's arrow. Some of you are just in that space where you actively acknowledge you want to be in love or struck in the heart, but in the right way, And you also, like I said, you might have some very strong Sag in your chart. The seasons could be important to you, and it could be a connecting influence. But anyway, Leo, honey, this was a beautiful reading. I loved this so much. I don't get these lovely little walks in the park, and I don't mean that to devalue your reading at all. I mean, you ever taken a nice long walk in the park? It's beautiful, especially early in the morning, and the birds are out, and the sun's coming up, and except with you want to do that, but hold hands with this person. So that's nice. Let's take that walk in the park, honey. Let's do it. Let's go. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? What's going on? What's going on for Saggy? Show me Sagittarius, please. What's going on for Sag? Starting with your side, but as I said, reverse energies as you see fit. Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Over here, Page of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Cups. Knight of... You back up. Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Lovers. 9 of Cups. Yeah, you seem to be doing your own thing. You're rocking. As a person, you are very comfortable with you, and I love that. You're showing me strong sense of self, individuation. You just, pulled 2 cards in of your own right that says, oh, I'm pretty good at being me. I'm very comfortable with it. I like it. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Those are some of my favorites. You're like, yeah. I'm good. You're very good. 9 of Cups. It's like I feel good about me and what I'm doing. I'm trying to exercise wish fulfillment here and there. I like who I am. I like what I'm about. Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, King of Swords. It's like, I'm pretty comfortable with me. And you're also saying I'm comfortable with being open. If I wanted to say yes to something, I will. It's no problem. You're like, I trust myself. I trust my experience. I trust my own sense once more of 9 of Cups. What is I would wish for myself? You're like, I got a pretty good grip on it. King of Swords. You're like, I'm also pretty smart. You have a lot of experiences to draw from. Again, in that sense of can do. This is what I can do. These are the credits attached to my name in terms of experience and development, and you're just so comfortable. Your personality is so comfortable, so settled on itself, and you're also comfortable in your own mind too. King of Swords, very comfortable up there in terms of execution of decisions. I love it. This is great. You're coming across here as very, very single, but you don't have to be. But I'm just saying, you're so familiar with yourself. Like I'm really good with where I'm at. And I believe you. Like, I like what I've done. Like, I like what I've done with myself. It's great. Over here, Page of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups. Well, it's probably best that they stay that way. But this is someone whom you already know has walked from you or recently walked from you or isn't available to you anymore. Okay? And they're showing me that for a reason. But Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups. This is someone who over time understands that they walked and they need to keep walking. They're, like I said, they're not physically available. They're not emotionally available, spiritually available. And this all represents choice or a reflection of a decision someone made. So that would explain why you were on your own. Okay? This is an exercise of free will for someone to have made it very clear, I'm not available. Physically or emotionally or spiritually done. It's just, they're just not. But there's a reason they're showing me that. Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Lovers. When you are ready, you will take action towards a strong connection. Okay? There's a reason why they're not present. So if many of you are like, why isn't that person in my life? Or why didn't they choose me? Be glad they didn't choose you. Okay? Be glad they didn't choose you. What's for you will not pass you by, so let this person pass on by. It looks like they're still in the process, I have to be honest, of exiting, but in terms of availability from the heart or from the spirit, they've already checked out. Okay? Some of you can kind of still see that person exit. But once more, you are someone who is clearly comfortable being you. And that's wonderful. You cannot put a price on that kind of experience. A lot of people are very uncomfortable being on their own, in their own heads, gaining their own experience independently. That's not you. I love that. I'm not saying you're perfect. What I'm saying is that you know who you are, and that's beautiful. So I'm sorry they didn't choose you. I promise you, you are someone who is worth choosing. Okay? But you know that. You don't need me to tell you. You don't need the tarot lady to tell you that. Your value's right here. You should be very keenly aware of it. So don't lose sight of that. But over here, Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Lovers, when it's right, and I'm saying Gemini season, which is a couple weeks. Did I talk about that at the intro? I better tack that on. Anyway, Gemini season's coming up, so I think it's the 20th or thereabouts. But yeah, you'll be free to pursue something that is like lights you up, baby, lights you up. Beautiful. Soon. Like I said, don't you want that? Of course you want that. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what you want, but I'm saying this Saggy has no problem telling me who they are and what they want. So let's be glad this person's not available. If they wanted to be, they'd choose to turn around and make themselves available, but they're not. So believe someone when they tell you they don't want to be there anymore. They're not there from the heart anymore. I can't love you anymore. Okay, believe them. Believe them. Believe them. And now look at that. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous. Do you see this? There's that. No hesitation right there. No hesitation. Boom. There's the energy. Oh. Nice. All right. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. I think you need it. You look pretty good. You look healthy. You look strong. Whatever that Lovers is, you'll be ready for it. And available. If this hadn't walked, you wouldn't have been available to this. See how that works? What's up? Knight of Swords. Judgment, Justice. Oh, nice. That's a nice little detail. So here we have the Knight of Swords twice. Judgment with Justice. I'll try saying that one 3 times fast. Yeah, no, this is absolutely a case of you will get to balance with something a lot more meaningful when the time is right. It's a lesson in there, and now you're free to pursue this. Again, once more, if this hadn't walked, if it hadn't made itself unavailable to you, you wouldn't have been free to pursue this, and you will be absolutely free in the clear to pursue this. You're going to want to. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, when it presents itself, literally in timing, you'll be free to pursue it. And it'll be correct. It'll be so correct. It's like, oh, this fits. The time is now. The time is nigh. This is my time. I get to balance in this in the free and clear, and it's awesome. You know, it's something like that. It feels so freaking good because it is. So I'm loving this. Oh, this is great. I'm freaking. Yeah, I know we're heading that direction now as we speak. With the Lovers in the compass here. Yes, energetically we are. Physically, soon, like I said. Oh yeah, what's this? The Whip in reverse. Ooh. No more harsh energies. No more telling me what to do. No more being mean. No more pressure. It's kind of like saying 10 of Wands, but in the reverse. All the hardship. The whipping of ourselves. The demands. 11 in reverse. Everything's in reverse. That's in reverse. Whatever this was that represented the harshness. Particularly control. The discipline. The privileged lady. Some of you are the privileged lady, or we're going to connect with the privileged lady. You know. But here we have that sense of another variation of the Empress. Someone who kind of has it all. You know. Good attachment there. A lot of promise in that attachment. The Maze. Number 43. sense of being dazed and confused. And what am I going towards? What's the goal here? Where's the prize? I keep looking for it. I keep looking for it. Some of you feel like you've been wandering around lost, or this represents this person's confused state or the inability to stay put or find direction or find goals. And I don't quite know. But someone needs to find their way, and it's not you. I know that. Because you're so very clear about who you are and where you are. Okay? So I don't think wandering around, insisting on being confused was your issue. It can also represent in very poor connections. Always feeling lost in that connection. I never know what you want. I never know where the goal is. I never know what makes you happy. And I'm kind of tired of wandering this maze trying to figure it out. And we can't figure that out for people, but you have for yourself. So, renewal, spark, the Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, sure, absolutely. It's the spark, though, that's for certain. The truth and the expression of it. Yeah, I saw that Knight of Swords take action twice. And at some point it comes forward and says, this is how it is. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. It's very honest. Letters G, A, and C. And then we have the dragon. If you have any Aries in your chart, absolutely. And then also that sense of empowerment, kind of taking control of our energies, control the situation, taking our power back, breathing fire. But again, understanding that we have very powerful yet responsible elements attached to us. Okay? All right. Saggy honey, I hope that helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Show me Aries. Starting with your side, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Queen of Wands, the Emperor, that's you, darling. Two of Cups, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. Five of Swords, the Empress, the Three of Swords. Six of Pentacles. You got things going on. Six of Pentacles, priorities, okay? Knocking those things out, keeping them balanced. All is well. I see that when you want to do something, you will. You have a lot of natural energy. And you're used to exerting a certain kind of command of will, strength of will. It's good, it's natural to you, which is, I like that. You're very embracing of who you are. And Two of Cups, you share an emotional bond with somebody. And it's lovely, it's beautiful. I'm very proud of it too. It's like this is fair, is shared. It speaks to me, it makes sense to me. It fires me up and it's returned to me. And that's all you told me. And I love that. So simple, so natural. That's the way it should be. Over here, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands. This is someone who kind of left the scene or left the situation, and sometimes they wonder about opening up. So, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who exited. They didn't want to invest. They saw it as a bad investment. Whatever your two's connection was, I don't know. They didn't want to make themselves available. They didn't give to it, so the King and Queen of Pentacles are supposed to be givers, TLC, nurturing. Didn't want to invest. No, Six of Swords are like, nah, I'd rather not. And that's cool. They chose to take the best of who they are elsewhere. And that's a choice. You know, they didn't want to invest in the connection. Okay. And whatever it is, I don't know. Page of Wands, but then their energy kind of turns around and says, maybe I should open up to Aries. I'd recommend not. Because not only do you seem to be happy, healthy, and connecting to somebody, and you feel good about it. Like it really brings out some beautiful qualities in you. I don't think that whatever this is very honest. What you're participating in now, to be clear, looks very honest to me. But whatever it is you shared with this person before they took their leave, or they're like, I'm out of here, I'm not investing, I'm not sticking around for this, whatever. Whatever you shared with them was dishonest. Five of Swords, the Empress, Three of Swords. It's kind of like saying, Aries ain't nothing to me, or I'm nothing to Aries. So, and no, P.S. I didn't cause the heartbreak or pain. They made that up. You'd have to be a person of importance in order to hurt somebody. And, I'm not that person. I'm not of any sort of... It's like they're trying to convince me that they weren't a person of significance, therefore they couldn't hurt you. No, that's not how feelings work. Okay? That was already kind of a contradiction. This isn't worth hanging around with or investing in. And then saying, but I could open up to you. That could be fun. And then I see a much larger scale of inconsistency over here. The way you two's interaction used to be prior to that Six of Swords. It's like I deny any sort of role of importance here as the Empress. I'm not anybody's Empress, or you're not my Empress, therefore I can't hurt you. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Even if this thing comes forward, even if there is a Page of Wands, just please know I see you in something happy and healthy, like I said. And it seems to be beautifully supportive and warm and loving. Whatever connection you had with this person was too preoccupied about the role. We were busy denying that we had a role. I wasn't a person of importance to them, therefore I couldn't hurt them. So it seems to me whatever interest they may or may not show you, it isn't worth opening towards. It's kind of like saying I could only have been, just to put it in I only could have been that person's boyfriend or girlfriend to hurt them, and I wasn't really that. Or I could have only been a spouse to hurt them or leave them or abandon them. That's not true. It's really trying to minimize someone's role. That way they don't have to take responsibility for the pain that was caused by this person's inability to stay, to properly invest, or to take the connection seriously. So look, is it within your ability to balance with stuff? Yeah, I see that. That doesn't necessarily have to extend to whatever this is if it chooses to open towards you. Besides, once more, you look like you're pretty set up in a nice, happy, healthy way. I'd like to have concentrated more on that today. So I don't know what this is. And I'm sorry, but it looks like their influence was best left behind. When we minimize our roles like that, it's really easy to deny that we hurt somebody. Oh no, I couldn't have hurt them. I wasn't that important. Have you ever had a moment of absolute devastation by a stranger? It might have been a brief moment in time and taken less than 5 seconds. But your whole world could have changed in that 5 seconds in how you saw yourself because someone took that moment to treat you poorly. And that was a stranger. So I couldn't have hurt them. I wasn't that important in their lives. That means they were connected to you in some way. They knew you in some way. They made enough of an impact in your world that at some point they chose to stay or go, to stick around and invest or not. Okay. Justice. 9 of Wands, the World. Yeah, again, I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot Lady can't tell you what to do. I can just basically tell you what's going on and advise accordingly. So my advice would be to not, whatever justice is here, the potential. So here's the physical balance. That's la-da-da-da-da. You could do this with anybody. You could have a coffee with your neighbor, and that would technically be a balance. Okay. And then there's big balance. That would be justice. That's the spiritual. That's the technical. That's the karma. Karma balance. Big scale stuff. Whatever it is going to remain perpetually blocked. I agree. And cycled out the world. We can't get justice from a situation that or a person who refuses to acknowledge that they hurt you or it. That's the brilliance of living in denial. Denial has no postcode. Okay? You can't get a hold of anyone who lives in denial. Never mind admit to being wrong or hurting. You don't need that kind of influence in your life because all they would have to give you is denial or lies. When someone shows you and demonstrates to you again and again that they are incapable of apologizing or recognizing the harm, take them at their word. I was like, I'm sorry, but you're right. You are not worth knowing. You are not worth knowing. Okay. So I want you to continue on with whatever that is, though. That's beautiful. 36, Hierophant energy. Doesn't have to be, but that sense of martyr. There's a sense of martyr energy here. Oh, I had to sacrifice, or I had to give up myself for the situation, for this, that, and the other. So here we have it in the negative context in this particular oracle. The Hierophant is not seen as a beautiful energy here. It's a sense of I use my whatever as an excuse for everything. Everything's so hard, and I'm subject to it all. I have to bear it all. It's a cross. Everything in life is a cross to bear. And this was unfortunate. What can I say? This was an unfortunate situation. Okay. I have crosses to bear, you know. Distant horizon, privileged lady. Okay. All right. Distant horizon, further out, time, anchor, privileged lady, connecting to the right person in time, at the right time. Someone of more proper Empress qualities. Okay? Someone safe to anchor to. Bright message, 1. Okay. There's some sort of messenger here, indicating some sort of what I'm seeing here as, this says bad health. I want you to take that with some flexibility of what I'm seeing here in the cards. I see bad health, and the first thing I think about is that 5 of Swords and 3 of Swords. If I said there was any sort of energy towards you, be it a message or anything else, please understand it still seems to be coming from that space of negativity, poor mindset. It's not healthy, okay? The idea of receiving justice from this, balancing with it, probably not a good investment. I don't think the mindset here has changed for whoever this is. Okay. But you find that out for yourself. We have the letters A, J. We have the medallion of Aquarius, Cancer, twice. Cancer twice. Okay, so there might be some movement around this person or energy in Cancer season. But you also might have these very strong placements in your chart, can be connecting to other seasons, like I said, might be important to you. And here we have the jellyfish in the upright. You feel so much, and what you feel deeply. Okay? In other words, your emotions and how you experience yourself is meaningful to you. All right. And then we have the infinity loop. You know, we want proper, healthy balances, proper sense of give and take. Healthy feedback loops do that. They feed back appropriately. Negative feedback loops, they also go on and on like that. So you want to make sure that whatever gives back to you is healthy in nature. You don't have to balance with this, especially if you know it's not going to bring you any more peace or closure on the subject. Okay, Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Show me, Aquarius. Show me, Aquarius. All right, we're going to start with your side of the board. Just explain the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Hermit. Oh, good. Oh, okay. I was going to say that's a lot. The Lovers, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. Oh, the 2 of Wands. Oh, okay. I was going to say, what the... Okay. Hold on. Over. Oh, okay, good. I was about to say, honey, I can't. But yeah, okay, that's. Whoo. I was about to say, what? Like the judges see what Aquarius is going through right now, and you're like, chill. I'm working on it. I've been working on it. Yeah, you have been. You have been working on this so much that you are in the proposition of new with the Ace of Wands, more than I understood. So that's good. That's good. You are actually more available for new energies than initial presentation, because 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, I don't think people understand how drawn out that process is. It's kind of like saying there's an ending here and my brain refuses to work with it or acknowledge it. I don't want to acknowledge it. I'd rather not see that at all. Never mind work through it. So when I see that combination, it can be a bit much. And there's pain here that you've been stuck on personally for a long time. But the Hermit slowly did his job. And the Hermit's one of my favorite cards in tarot for healing because it's very thorough. But it takes a while. Walking the path isn't easy. But it's kind of like saying, I refuse to fail. I want to learn from this. Being stuck in it, that's not enough for me. I need to learn from this. It's difficult, yes, but that's what I want to do. It's what I choose to do. I choose to learn from painful subjects. That way I don't repeat them. Very good. Very good. It's Temperance is no guarantee of that. That's why I prefer the Hermit. Active healer. Whereas Temperance can pass and you can repeat mistakes. And then you're adding to Temperance again. The Hermit says, I want to learn, though, this time, and reduce the odds of being caught up in something like this. So whatever it is that represents pain of the past and disconnectedness to the point of willful blindness, you've been working through it, and you've done a good job. So much so that your energy has shifted to a sense of brightness and openness. Whereas I imagine before that it was shut off for a very long time. Over here, the Lovers, Knight of Swords, King of Wands. Well, I hope you're ready, because something's blasting on through. I just know that that person very much wants to be there and show up for you in some way. That's a powerful feeler, and they tend to act swiftly. They see you as a strong connection, very strong with the Lovers there. So their mind and their sense of action is aimed at you or towards you. So I don't want that to be threatening. It's just what I'm saying. When this person shows up, it shows up. Initially, I was like, do they not know what Aquarius is going there? Like, what? But you're like, no, I'm on it. I'm on it. You are. 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups. In fact, you're showing me you need to trust your experiences, that you are ready for not just fresh energies, but for new love. And that's coming from a place of experience with the 9 of Pentacles. So if this is what you feel to some extent, this is how they also identify. Someone who is more than capable and independent, who can make decisions for themselves, is ready for new love. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to accept them, but I am saying when this person shows up, they show up. You won't be able to miss it. It's not subtle. No. It's not subtle at all. No, it's actually quite warm, and it moves fast. Okay, but it looks like it moves fast. Moves fast from a self-assured place. Let's get some advice, please. This is beautiful. You are much more ready than you initially presented. So the Hermit has done a fine job here. Excellent job. Queen of Wands. Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, gosh, it's very consistent. The initial approach, there's that fire again. The initial approach here, the Knight of Swords, comes through as a way of practical alliance, maybe? Work, partnership. But the initial presentation is actually quite practical in nature. Okay? A very practical approach to the old give and take balances first. All right, that's fair. It might be very fire-oriented. Aries, Leo, Sag, but of course we have Gemini here too. Ace of Swords, the Emperor, or Aries. Ace of Swords, the Emperor, Four of Pentacles. So that's a decision then. That's a decision then from this person. Not too much, not right away. Approach this practically. Approach you specifically practically. Okay. All right. That's cool. I respect that. But it's kind of like saying, I know better, I shouldn't give it away all at once. And that's something that's behind them in terms of a decision. Journey, 10. For some of you, a journey is complete. Also the representation of that 10. Some of you are just coming back from a journey. And some of you, you see, rightfully so, as the Hermit here, as healing is a journey. And you've been on a long journey, some of you. And you're ready to pull back into station. Yeah, it's done. It's over. So your journeys are done. 10 and 10. Done. Okay, good job. All right, so whatever that particular journey is done. You harvested as much from it as you can. And you're ready. You're ready for this. You're ready for new experiences. You've done your harvest. You've collected everything you can about this particular subject. All right. Completion. I guess it's time for new. Generous offer. Yeah, that's how it starts. Very practical. Divine timing, trust, growth over the summer. For many of you, if you wanted to know when, roughly summer, but prior to harvest season, because that's what we would call fall or autumn. But yeah, summer. I think I understand this person's approach. They're trying to be smart, at least when it comes to developing a connection with you. We have the letters D, I, B. We have the Ten of Pentacles, or the Tree of Life. You are looking for foundation, stability, long-term growth. Good. And then we have the Fox. Yeah, cleverness. I saw that. That's an active choice, by the way. I know an active choice when I see one, and that's an active choice, and that is clever. Ace of Swords, the Emperor, Four of Pentacles. Perhaps they have an idea of who you are or your background, and they understand that a practical, steady approach is best, despite the enormity of what they initially feel in terms of attraction towards you. So that is clever. Fox. More of that fire energy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then there it is again. We have the dragon. So got a heavy feel for Aries on this one. FYI, does not have to be. It's not exclusive, but there it is again. Anyway, empowerment once more, as we saw with the Emperor. Okay? Steadiness of energy, empowerment. Ownership of it too. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. What's going on for Gemini? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I said in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Okay. Two of Wands, Eight of Swords, the Tower. Okay. 10 of Cups, the Empress, and the Sun. Whoa. The Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles. Overview, the Hermit. Yeah. Woo! You are about to see some radical insight, my friend. It's good, though. I don't want you to feel threatened by that. It's good. It was needed. But yeah, no, it's great. Okay, beautiful. And it looks like, for the Gemini I'm looking at, you've been actively seeking this anyway. You know, that's part of the hermiting process, is that when you walk the path of enlightenment, you're going to have some insights. Otherwise, you're not going to heal, right? Or gain the wisdom. So, if you actively seek knowledge, okay, and see how it ties back to your path overall, comprehensively, you're going to have some massive insights from time to time. And that's good. That helps move things along in terms of healing, reflection, adding to the wisdom. Okay. 2 of Wands, 8 of Swords. That's stuck. That's being stuck on a subject. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And it can stay like that a long time because it's very casual. It's very low energy. It's very easy to feed. I don't know nothing about that. I don't want to know nothing about it. Oops, no progress on that. Well, that's a shame. I guess we can give that up for another day. So it can also lead to procrastination. Anything that's a difficult or inconvenient subject, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. Oh, look, there's no easy solution. Let's just put that off. Let's let it go. Tower. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. So whatever particular subject your mind has been getting stuck on, and then you've been, you know what? I just don't want to. That's where the stuckness comes in. I just don't want to. You're going to have some massive insight there. And it's going to help you. It's going to help you get back on the path of enlightenment and healing and all this good stuff. And it's pretty cool, actually. You ever know what it's like to be seriously stuck on a particular subject and you think you will never make any progress in it? And then one day, who knows? You have that moment, minutes or hours. And it might come in a bit rough. But then you're like, oh. Huh. I guess I'm not so stuck on that. Or the solution was there the whole time. Or the insight, or whatever it is. So it's good. It's going to allow you to have more healing, more effective healing. 10 of Cups, the Empress, the Sun. Wow, that's beautiful. Congratulations. You have someone in your life who loves you to pieces. They show up for you without fail. I mean, that's beautiful. It's someone who is unequivocally in your corner. This is someone who loves you like crazy. They harmonize with you. The Empress, they think the world of you. They love you. They're happy with you. Very. Like, I will always choose Gemini. 100%. Again and again. Time after time. Like I said, they think the world of you, and you think the world of them. Is beautiful. It's very loving. Very loving, very secure. And they equate you, your connection, with absolute happiness. Balance, emotional balance. It's beautiful. The Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles. You know, that's interesting. These two folks, when they reflect on each other, it's like the solution's always available. We just have to be willing to work through it, and then we apply it. But you and I, we just make sense. We just make good, solid sense, you and I. I'm so glad we are committed to each other. So, there is commitment here. Wheel of Fortune, a little bit of reflection, 6 of Pentacles. You two just have a way of making things work. You always have. When you're a little bit checked out, they pick things up. When they're, I'm assuming, checked out, you pick things up. So whatever it is that you were working through here is something that you've been dealing with privately, I believe. Okay? So you've been a little checked out in something here that you've tried to minimize, but actually means a lot to you. You're going to make some massive progress on it. And for their part, they've been there to love and support you. Okay? But like I said, I have no doubt that over time, the way that this works between you two. When it's time to reverse, it's time to reverse. You show up strongly for them when they need it. But I like that. That's a nice, solid reflection. It's simple, too. In this commitment and thinking on it and reflecting on it, we always make things work. We always balance each other out. When I'm the positive, you're the negative, or the other way around. You're the black to my white, and vice versa. You know? The only thing is you didn't show me exactly what it is that you've been kind of stuck on, but you're going to get some major insights on. I just know that it gives you a great deal of relief. And it gives you something to think about for a long, long time. With the Hermit there. Strength. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Oh! Why didn't you say so? Because I didn't feel like it. I don't know why. Strength, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Oh! Oh! You've been stuck on this idea of a new beginning specifically for work or career. Are you strong enough to take one on? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Gemini? What is that? Come on now. What kind of talk is that? I didn't know. Now, I agree with you. New beginnings, they're not as easy as people want to think that they are. Sometimes you have to put work into it. Particularly, the more solid it is, the more work it takes. You ever tried to take on a new job or new career field? It takes work. It takes strength of will to pursue that, but put yourself into it, because this kind of investment requires an investment. You have to go after it. You have to pursue it. And yeah, I agree with you. You will never hit, honey, yes, it takes strength to go after Ace of Pentacles. It also takes strength to go after Ace of Cups. Ace of Wands is pretty easy, but it also takes strength to go after Ace of Swords. You have to want that hard truth. You have to want to be in love and know it. You have to want that new opportunity. You can't be confused about it. So some of you, you're about to clear up that confusion. Some of you will be like, where I'm at is just fine. I don't need to change anything. For others of you, be like, of course I can go after Ace of Pentacles. I can see that clearly now. Some of you didn't know if you had the strength to go after Ace of Pentacles again after all this time. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But that's for you to discover. Something's going to fall into place for you. All right? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're going to have that moment that's going to give you a solid look at things. Manifest financial loss. Some of you are afraid to change after all this time, you know? What if you put all that work into a brand new beginning and it doesn't work out, or it's not as good as you had hoped it would be, that kind of thing. And nevertheless, we're manifesting. We're manifesting more for ourselves. We're manifesting more opportunity, more coins specifically here. Some of you feel like you are not paid everything that you are worth. And you've been keeping a loose eye on opportunities, haven't you? Yeah, you have. That means you've been page of swordsing other opportunities, looking into them, but nothing serious, right? But imagine kind of keeping a loose eye on different opportunities over seasons or years. You're going to start wondering, Gemini, should we take this seriously? Is this what we want to do? Because we keep looking at other opportunities, imagining what if. Okay, what if we answered that question? What if we took that seriously? I don't know if I have the strength for that. Well, let's find out. I don't know what your Tower moment is, but it looks like it gives you relief. So you have an answer, and that's all I care about. Okay? Cool. There's the Messenger, bright, colorful, news, communication. Oh, communities in reverse, 39. Okay. That's tricky. We either have not received support from our community. What's going on there? Or they don't know because you haven't said any storm. There it is again. You have not shared this with your community, your network, your resources. You've been keeping it to yourself. Yeah, because that would make things real, right? That might clear up your mind. And you weren't ready to clear up your mind. It's like it would cause too much of a fuss or too much of a ruckus if I brought it up. I don't want to do that. And that kind of lended to that stuckness and lack of progress. It's kind of like my point of view. I tend not to tell people things until I think there's something to actually say. That's because I'm terribly, terribly introverted. Extroverted people tend to run loose ideas around people. That way they become more solid. I don't share my thoughts until they are more solid. You see the difference? That's introverted versus extroverted. So some of you have a tendency to keep things to yourself until you feel you absolutely know. But there was also a kind of pressure there. I don't want to cause upset or ruckus within my community. That also means network, resources, your field overall, if you're in a very large field. Who knows, opening up about this to the right person could make a big difference, though, and that might be what your tower is. Not everybody, just a select person. Number 8, here we have death. Transformation. Is this an ending? Is this a beginning? I don't know. But if anything, I hope you tell at least this person they're there for you, no matter what. Some of you distinctly have this impression you don't want the word to get out, because a large part of what you do might be word of mouth or reputation. Okay. Like I said, at least talk to your person. It's like, hey, I know you know everybody at my job. Can we not talk about this? That should be that cool. That's how cool that should be. I mean, the Empress, Ten of Cups, sunshine. Come on. You know, let's not pass this one on. I'm still making up my mind on this one. B, V, Q, and then we have the fox. Very clever. Oh, yes, you are. I know. And also moves quickly when you're ready to move quickly, but clever. You're very clever. You know, why do I feel like some of your persons, like your persons of importance here, is a Scorpio? I just get that vibe. It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying it's here. There's that influence again. Transformation twice. This person would understand if you're trying to change, if you're trying to grow into something else. I feel like this person would understand. A transformation, time of winter. And here, I see that. The Ten of Pentacles is important to you. Your Ten of Pentacles, your tree of life, your way of life, your network, your resources, your reputation, for some of you are very, very important. And so you've kind of kept a tight lid on this one. I understand that. I do. And that would also explain the apprehension, you know, why you didn't want to get too much insight onto this too soon. But it might be time for a change, to grow into something else. I don't know, but you're going to receive something that allows you some absolute clarity on the subject, which is wonderful. And here we have the infinity loop. That is the appropriate, or rather healthy, feedback system that you have between yourself and this person. I know, I see that. Like I said, when they're off, right, you are very much on. And when you're off, they're on. So you two support each other in feedback like this. It's wonderful. Okay, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Good luck. And if some of you have a little bit more solidity around your thoughts, feel free to share. I'd love to know. Anyway, put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Show me. Libra, please. Uh-oh. What's going on? Show me, Libra. Nails are a bit long. Need to trim them back. They're long for me when they start getting caught. And they're not even that long, but for me they are, right? What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain that intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. The Hierophant. The Sun. 5 of Pentacles. Oh. King of Cups. 9 of Wands. Page of Swords. Well, gosh. All right. 2 of Pentacles. Judgment. The Star. Strength. I know that you're trying to be strong. I see that. Beautiful strength, too. Such a steady resolve to be strong for this situation. I want you to be careful with that strength and your Hierophant energy. Okay. Because it seems like the harder you try, the more determined they are to shut off their heart. And that hurts to see that. So just FYI. Okay? But yeah, strength. Oh, I see you got a strong will, and the Hierophant's backing it up. It's like, I choose to be here. I'm committed. I know my sun is here. I know my happiness is in this connection. I'm committed. I'm loyal. Five of Pentacles, but it's like, it's hard because I see you in this position of, please try with me. Stay in this energy with me of commitment and happiness and strength. Please show strength like I'm showing strength. Please show happiness like I'm trying to show happiness. I believe it's in there. I believe it's in there for me, and I believe it's in there for us. And I tell you, honey, I hate that. Because the longer it seems like you're standing out there with your hands out, the more determined they are to shut off their heart. And that's no good. King of Cups, Nine of Wands, Page of Swords. That's active rejection from the heart space. So that makes me nervous. What makes me nervous specifically is the Page of Swords. Because that's active emotion and rejection with very little insight. So it's like this person is rejecting first and they're not thinking about it at all second. It's almost like automatic. That's like saying, I am open in the heart space, just not to you. And it's very, very blockage, very blocky, very block. There's anger in there, I know. And you would know that too. The Page of Swords, that lack of insight though, that troubles me. Because we're not trying too hard to understand why. Okay, it's like the more you ask, the more shut down it gets, you know. That's not good. Two of Pentacles, Judgment, the Star. We need to exercise very good judgment here, based on lessons. About, well, giving and receiving. And the Star, specifically, are we giving and receiving to the same dream or goal? Are we on the same page? You know, are we on the same page? We have some lessons there. It's time those lessons caught up to us. About juggling intentions. You know? Do we both want the same thing? Yes or no? It's time to decide. You made what you want clear. You authentically believe, excuse me, you authentically believe in commitment and happiness and being strong. But I hate that you feel like you're in this position, that it's breaking from you and that you feel the need to beg for it to be returned, and I don't. So it's kind of like saying, I have this person over here. I have a big, beautiful, open heart, just not necessarily for you or us right now. Thank you. So yeah, I think we have an overdue decision here about intentionality. Because this back and forth thing, sometimes I'm open to this, sometimes I'm not, and then shut it down, isn't working. When it comes to the Star, when it's shared between two people have to be on the same page, otherwise that Star doesn't work. Okay? It's hard enough to have a Star just of one's own right, you know? Never mind with two people. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. You might have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, particularly Leo and Taurus. So when you say you are committed to loyalty and you are committed to happiness, what makes you speak with so much conviction that it can be found here? Because they seem to be determined not to show you any of those things. Okay. So that question of what are we doing here, that applies to you too. Okay. You have beautiful, beautiful sense of loyalty and happiness and commitment. Does it apply to this situation? Okay. The High Priestess, the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. I want you to listen to yourself about this Five of Pentacles you're experiencing. The sense of breakage and abandonment. intuitively. I want you to listen to yourself quietly. This is a discussion between Libra and Libra. How long has this been weighing on you? Like how long? Okay. What is your point of reference for happiness with this situation? When was the last time you can say you authentically felt happy with this? And it was worthy of your strength. It was worthy of your willpower. It was worthy of your loyalty. It was worthy of the sun and the star. I want you to listen to yourself about that. Because for some of you, it's been pretty freaking hard. Okay? For a long time. Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords. I understand. Look, I understand that there's a foundation here, but that doesn't mean it's stable, and that doesn't mean it's appreciated, and it doesn't mean that it's healthy. Okay? I understand you're showing me commitment and loyalty. Are you on the same page with this person? Otherwise, that stability, or that foundation, I should say, because it doesn't look very stable to me right now, is for naught. If you have all this stuff built up into it and you feel miserable about it every day with someone else. Okay, so I understand and appreciate a good foundation. I do, and I can see that you were an active contributor to it. I get that. But before you, literally in your line of sight is a Ten of Swords, is pain. So I want you to go within and think about these, because you're showing me a lot of decades here, my darling. A lot of decades. Okay. How many years of those decades have been authentically happy? It hurts to see two people build up a foundation and one person seems to be determined to ignore everything that was built into it. Not just time, energy, and effort, but love and spirit, dedication, dream. I want you to think about this, like a lot, okay? And I want you to get into a space, please, of stop asking. Go within for a minute. Let yourself sit with what's going on here. They don't seem to be determined to let you in a way that's loving. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Turn some of that strength and loyalty inwards and say, what do you owe yourself at this time? Since it's not being returned to you, you may as well. Okay? Let's just cut to the chase, shall we? Is this over? Coffin, 19. We have the letters F, H. We have the snowflake once more. Scorpio energy, time of winter, but also transformation, possibly endings. Last winter, by the way, might have been terribly significant. Upcoming winter as well. We have the medallion of Aries. Some of you have very strong Aries in your chart. Could be connecting to this season, which was very recent. Might have been important to you. And then we have the four-leaf clover. Some of you are just touched with luck. It may not seem like it, but some of you have a way of lining up with luck from time to time. Things sometimes just have a way of falling in place. How long has it been since you felt lucky? Like things just kind of fell into place so they were easy. Or in your favor. Did some of you say you got lucky when you met this person? Is at the right time, is right place, things just... It's like I wouldn't know who I was without them. I don't know about that. Libra, honey. I do hope this helped you. And by the way, I just wanted to say thank you for the collective response on your last check-in, which was unusual, I have to admit, for the Libra Collective. It was very specific. But the Libra kind of reaction I got to it was an interesting form of appreciation. Typically, I get one of two responses. I love it. I'm all about this. This is me. Or I hate it. I hate you. I hate everything. Right? And that's normal. That's what happens when you put your work out there online, that you generally get one of two responses. But the Libra Collective, I had several folks respond and say that's exactly where I'm at. And that kind of resonation, because I remember distinctly a conversation around dignity and response. And it's something worthy of you to respond at all. You didn't have to. You could absolutely exercise your right to communicate and participate, and you would have done a good job. The thing is, you spent too much time questioning your dignity in the process. Would this be undignified if I participated? Would it be, it's like, well, the fact that you have to question it. Because you could do it and do it successfully doesn't mean that you felt good about it. And that's where the contradiction was. So whatever it is you were contemplating felt like it was not worthy of you. But you'd be okay if you did. I'm going to ask you that again. The sense of power, willpower, loyalty, and happiness, that you do believe in commitments. You believe in happy commitments too. You remaining open to it like this, from someone who seems to be more and more determined to shut down their heart towards you and the connection, and giving to it in a way that's consistent. Is that worthy of you in your best energies? Is that dignified? I have to remind people all the time, especially when they see the Hierophant, everything begins with the self, including your sense of loyalty. How are you being loyal to yourself in this? I know that's what you believe in. You have some very strong core beliefs. Congratulations. It's one of the things that's made you successful. Okay? But this situation, does it still allow for your best core beliefs to be exercised in a way that's healthy? Anyway, I hope this helped you. That's all. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in, and I believe it's last call for happy birthday. Well, at least for this channel, yeah? But happy birthday to Taurus. What's up? I believe we move into Gemini season on the 20th, or thereabouts. What is going on? Show me, Taurus. What's going on? Yes, honey, I see. Good girl. She is most studiously working on a treat right now. She earned it, being a good girl. That being said, you might hear some loud chew noises. What's going on? Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Page of Wands, the Fool, Six of Pentacles. Cool. Excuse me, the Hermit. Ace of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Swords, King of Pentacles, there you are, darling. Five of Cups. All right, Two of Pentacles. Okay, it's about work, and some more work. But here's the thing. You're doing a good job keeping all of this floating. I'll tell you what, you look very busy. So Two of Pentacles in this respect is that many of you are carrying out multiple roles at this time. And, that's a lot. I know someone who's taken on a lot of activity when I see it, and that is 100% the Taurus I'm looking at right now. You're like, I got a lot in the air. But what's funny to me is that you have such a positive energy about it. You're like, it's good though. It's good. It's good. You know what? Hey, having a positive attitude helps. And it does. I agree. It's like it's helping me keep everything in balance right now, and I need it. I need it because I'm not just going like this with the Two of Pentacles. I'm also going like this. So somehow, miraculously, I'm keeping everything balanced, Christina. And I feel good. Page of Wands, the Fool, Six of Pentacles. You're like, I can keep doing this. Look, so long as it feels correct to you, then I'm all for it. But the Fool here is in this respect. If I can keep myself open to this, yeah, I got this. I got this. And you do. You didn't show me the Ten of Wands. You didn't. So I believe you. Positive energy here, keeping all this going, doing your best possible job to make sure everything is level, everything's even. It's paying off. It works. It's paying off. You're making all the pieces fit. So good job. Over here, the Hermit, Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Wow. You know, whoever this is in partnership with you, collaboration. This person brings their A game. The Hermit, Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles. A lot of experience this person is bringing. So I don't really know what their level of contribution is. It seems like you actually carry out most of the physical attributes, but this person comes swinging in with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom, and they're very, very calm. So whoever this is, great partner. This is great. God, strong mind, that one. A lot of wisdom in there. Okay? But yeah, very cooperative. They help. Absolutely, they help. And then over here, Four Swords, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups. You know, that's very quiet. King of Pentacles, that's you. Quiet reflection when things are calm. You kind of appreciate a job well done, which is good. But the more you balance things out here, the more it eases any sense of Five of Cups, any sort of disappointment about investment, past experiences. You're saying you've done your best to take what might be a difficult situation and turn it around. And you're reflecting on yourself. You're giving yourself that credit. So I'm glad that you're giving yourself that credit. It shows me that all this activity is worthy of you. And whatever disappointment that might have been previously experienced in these roles, you're like, I'm working through that. Okay? I'm working through that. Whatever it is that got you down about this investment, about these opportunities, about these balances, like, I work through them. I show up positively to this because I believe in it. I believe in myself. It's worthy of me. I see that. And therefore I give my best to it every day. So hugely positive this one is. I like how you kind of quietly and calmly reflect on yourself and your skills and your experiences. And I don't know, there's something about this energy that says I took a different approach this year. And it shows. It paid off. Well, this season, this past month, I don't know. But it worked. It worked. And I'm glad to see that you have such a strong helper here. Support role, support function, colleague, I don't quite know. But yeah, this one's Pentacle across the board, baby. This one had Taurus written all over it. It's about my balances, stability, growth, doing my best, believing in myself. And somehow, I make it all work. And you do. That's great. That's wonderful. The wisdom, that one's smart. That one's really smart. Calm as a cucumber, that one is. Very reflective. Very wise. Good counsel. But like I said, I strongly suspect you carry out the physical attributes of the work. But this person does their part. Okay? Very specific this one is today. I hope nobody's disappointed. It is what it is. I read what's here and not what isn't, but I probably got a lot of boos from your cross watchers. I want to hear about Taurus worrying. I want to hear about Taurus in love. Well, that's not what today was. Let's get... It is what it is. All right. Let's get some advice, please, for Taurus. But this was interesting. You're kind of quiet on my own Taurus energy right here. As you work through these energies, I like how it personally affects you. It gives you a sense of resolve about your path. Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, and Justice. Oh yeah, Five of Cups is there twice. Twice. Correcting things. Past experiences there. Not once but twice. Haunting. Ten of Swords. Calm reflection about you are where you should be. I completely agree with that. Always. You are where you should be. That memory hits hard for you. Emotional reflex in there is pretty high on this one. For the work stuff. You strongly identify with your roles then. I would also explain the King of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Very much identify with what it is that you do as a person. Not everybody's like that. You might think that they are, but they're not. Not everybody, no. Okay. I can see where some of you take your roles of the past specifically very, very seriously, particularly where there might be endings surrounding them or disappointments. It's like if those things hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here today doing this. Doing something that clearly gets me fired up and engaged and making the best use of my time, energy, and efforts. It's like things are balanced now. And there you are reflecting on that very calmly. Things are balanced for me now. You know, kind of doing things on my terms, the way I want them. And it can get very busy. But you're also very happy to do them on your terms. Things are just so, you know. And there's this old appreciation for the past. Hurts, disappointments, and for some of you, betrayal. Feeling stabbed in the back on old opportunities, old careers, old paths. It hurt then, like a lot, but you're saying now. Where you are now is where it counts. I agree with that as well. It seems that you have a lot of flexibility here, even though it gets very busy. That's good. I appreciate that. I really do. Anything else in here, please? Six of Wands, Ace of Wands, Three of Wands. Oh, okay, a little bit more on the personal side, not a lot. You're kind of being a, you know, I'm keeping it to work today, Christina, kind of reading, and that's cool. Six of Wands, Ace of Wands, but there's a touch of the personal in there, not a lot. It's like a little further out. Three of Wands. Not right now. Don't look at me right now for this, but further out. You're like, I expect things will take a warmer turn for me in future. Just, we're going to wait a little bit. There's a part of you that breaks off just a little bit more personal, a little more intimate, a little bit more excited for intimate reasons, where you anticipate other things. That's almost the literal translation. I anticipate with a kind of glee of other things. That's a lot of excitement wrapped up into a moment that you're calling further out. So that's good. There's confidence. It's a bit cheeky. Much like the depiction on the cards we see here. Okay. Yeah, but your energy takes a more intimate, sharper, more excited turn and an anticipated future date. Ew. Well, I suppose that is another reading for another day. We're just like, my fun time will come. Just not right now. Nice. Nice. I like that. The anticipation of new energies, something a little more personal, a little more fun, a lot more fun. A little further out. You're like, not right now. Not right now. Check back with me in a couple days, maybe weeks. Cool. That's all right. The moon, the dark night, the shadow side. Yeah. We've done a lot of work there about the Five of Cups and past disappointment in our field and pathway and a sense of betrayal and endings around uncomfortable subjects. But again, you're saying overall comprehensively it's lended to who you are and it's kind of put you where you are today. So you're just like, I'm glad I had those nights. I'm glad I had those dark nights where it seems like everything was at its worst and I had worst case scenarios. If I hadn't had those worst case scenarios, I wouldn't be here today doing my thing and doing it with a sense of joy, enthusiasm, even some flexibility. Even though, yeah, it gets a little crazy in there. But it's like I have a strong partnership here. And I like where I'm at. That's good. I like that. But yeah. And by the way, some of you, Taurus is your moon placement. Okay? Yes, yeah, number 42, compass. Following your path, following your due north, understanding what that means to you. Okay, just following your path. Following your vision, your compass, as best you can, as best any of us can. 42, congratulations on that. You're right, not everything is always straightforward. Sometimes things don't make sense or fall into place until much later, after the fact. But whatever it is, that was a form of rejection on your pathway, however long ago that was. You weren't meant to stay there. That's all. But you know that now. Okay. We have the letters L, Y, A, P. Shut up. Did those just spell? Yes, they do. Play. I swear to God. You got a little bit of cheek running through you. You got some fire in there. I know you do. Literally. Excuse me. My first thought was, that's not right. Was literally the words playtime when I got these three. I'll have playtimes further out. There it is, play. That's hilarious. I have some playtimes further. Oh, what kind of playtime, Taurus? Oh, do tell. Oh. Or maybe not. Your comment might get pulled by YouTube. All right, we have 2 medallions, Cancer and you, Taurus. So you might have some very strong Cancer placement in your chart. Can be connecting to the season, might be important to you. But some of you expect to be kind of caught up in these workaday energies between now, your season, and Cancer season, which really isn't that far out. It's a couple months. But I don't know. But anyway, that's an interesting combination, Taurus and Cancer. Anyway, I hope that helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What is going on, please, for Virgo? Show me Virgo, please. What's going on? My little Virgo just got done acting the right little fool. I guess she decided to go outside and pick a fight with my neighbor's dogs, which is something she rarely does. She's typically responding to them. But I don't know. I guess something got in her energy. She's like, I'm going to go start some... Yeah. I kind of had to not so quietly get her inside because I don't know. She had a moment. You know? I guess we all have our moments, even Virgo. Actually, I know you do. Okay, what's up? What's going on? 9 of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Okay. 9 of Cups, 2 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. Cool. The Sun, King of Swords, the Chariot. Cool. Ace of Pentacles. All right. All right, let's do this. Some of you are thinking about a brand new beginning. It's with you, but you worry about it. Realistically, yeah. Because it takes a lot of effort to generate a new beginning. You have to know that you want it. You have to know that it's worth it. Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor. Okay, you've made a decision, honey. You made a decision. It's with you day and night, and it's the kind of new beginning that it's like, is this worthy of me? This has to be worth my time because I'm going to put a lot of myself into it, and I know it. It's going to require my utmost attention and effort. And in fact, for many of you, this is leadership roles you're thinking about transitioning into. So it's a whole new tax bracket of responsibilities and things like that. But you're up for it. I just know you're up for it. I know when someone's up for it, you're up for it. You got this, babe. You got this. You do it. Go on. You're ready. Everybody has a 9 of Swords from time to time. And when I see it in work or career, it either makes sense or it doesn't. And yours makes sense. I don't think I want to say it was Gemini. I don't know. It was one of the air signs. Whereas, like, look, I can say this is on your mind, but you got to know that you want to step into it. You have to figure out if it's your time. Because I agree. It takes a certain investment to go after certain investments. It does. And you really don't want these kind of lateral moves, and you definitely don't want to step under where you've been. You want to rise. Okay? And it's looking like you intentionally want to rise or maneuver upwards. Yeah, that's going to cause some stress. Do I really want to do this? Do we really want to do this, Virgo? Let's talk about this. Do we really want to do this? So you've had your nights of worry, but you also have an equal sense of resolve. So in other words, you know. You do. Over here, 9 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. I got someone attached to you that's also saying literally the same thing I am. You got this. Does it make you happy? They're pitching it right back to you. Virgo, honey, does it make you happy? Yes or no? You got this, though. You got the skills for the job. I know you. You can balance anything. So I got someone here who supports you. They reflect back to you your own characteristics and skills. And they're asking you, would this make you happy? You know. So this is someone who's very... I don't know who it is. I don't know that it's necessarily an intimate partner. This could be anybody who knows you and says they wish well for you. And does this make you happy? Because I know that you've got the tools for the job. So whoever that is, all they're showing me is support. They support you. It's positive. And that's it. That's all I got. That's it. The Sun, King of Swords, the Chariot. I'm doing it. Yeah, you are. Oh, there you go. It would make me happy. But there's the logic, though. There's the reasoning. There's the determination. There's the focus. The Chariot is forward momentum. So here was like, I got to go after my happiness. I got one shot, right? We're like Eminem here. I got one shot. I'm going to take my one shot. So it's, like I said, you're not wanting to go lateral and you're not wanting to go under. You're wanting to rise. And whatever this is kind of upping the stakes and responsibility or profit or I don't know. But it means a lot to you. So I'm glad that you are putting in the appropriate level of worry because that matches it. We just don't want to get lost to the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords can be a surprisingly helpful skill. There's some people who overthink naturally, and I cannot begin to tell you because I thought of something beforehand. I was able to prevent that very situation or worry, you know? But there's people who get lost to it, which I've also done. Okay, and then we start to live in our head about worst case scenarios and starting to feed it from that assumed point of view that it's going to happen. And then we can shut things down. That's not you. You have what looks like a very healthy 9 of Swords. It's like I thought about all the stress of this and what it can mean. I'm going to do it anyway. Go team. The Sun, King of Swords, the Chariot. There you are. And this person supports you once more. Someone is happy. They're happy on your behalf. They're happy you made a decision. They're happy that you're moving forward. But that is a secular decision, as it should be. It's beautiful. Well done. Taurus showed me career stuff, work stuff, and you are too. You know? And one of the air signs distinctly. But if you have Taurus placement, check it out. And I want to say Gemini. That was like a couple hours ago already for me, so I honestly don't know. What's up? But I'm glad to see this kind of stuff for people. I'm always happy when someone figures out their goal, their gig, and they're like, I gotta go. That's where I gotta be, man. All right, I love it. Devil. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Oh, there's the fear. Realistically, though, like your 9 of Swords, realistically, that's a fear. You're afraid of, not like I was about to say disturbance of the force. Not you're disturbance in the force. No. For all you Star Wars fans out there, which I am one. It's not a disturbance of the force. That was literally, no, a disturbance of the foundation. That's what I was about. Some of you are terrified about the disturbance of a foundation, or rather that's where the fear was coming from. So here we have an internal devil. Okay, this is the kind of thing that gets twisted up in our head. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. I'm terrified of the sense of stability being interrupted. Broken, deviated from, what if this fucks up my whole way of life? That kind of thing. So that's a very strong fear. And depending on how long that devil's been allowed to flex in your mind, might have delayed this new beginning for a long time, but that's okay. That's okay. You work through it. So I don't know how long that devil's been holding you back, but fuck that guy. You've done great. You're okay. You're ready. You're ready to move forward. You see that? I know what my happiness is. I'm focused. Gotta go. It's beautiful. You're showing me this in such a synced up way. There's no inconsistency here. But first you had to get on the same page between you and you. So I don't know. I don't know how long that devil was sitting there in the crock pot that is your mind. But at some point you started to push back on that guy. You know, he really is just a loudmouth a-hole, you know. Yours is great. Very succinct, very tidy, very Virgo. But I know you're afraid of instability. The harvest, okay, very good. So whatever it is that you are doing, it's wrapping up. It might not wrap up till harvest or fall or autumn, however you want to put it, okay? But yeah, August, September, possibly outwards to October, you might continue to stay on the path that you're on until it's time to transition. That's very distinct. I saw it immediately as a time frame. But here we have the sky, time of harvest. Harvest once more is referred to as the fall or autumn seasons. 10. So for some of you, it might literally be October. But I see this phase in your life finishing up, and then you move on to your next path, possibly officially by that time. For some of you, the 10th just might be an important date in terms of when you know, receive confirmation, etc. House, the distant horizon. Okay. At some point, we convert that energy from negative, the worst is going to happen, my foundation's going to splinter, to actually, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. It's like, this is my time to really prosper. Some of you look forward to moving, relocating, setting up new house, new locations. And the house here, this is not the home, this is the house. It's a bit bigger, okay? It has a particular status attached to it. So some of you are looking forward to this, to building into more. And again, possibly relocation in actual physical structures. Okay? 36 and 20. But yeah, it's a little further out. It's not right around the corner. Some of you are still working with that devil energy. When you make up your mind, oh, you'll know. Oh, you'll know. And in fact, the way that these two are, I would say Leo, Cancer. They're neighbors. All right. Counsel and therapy. What does that mean? Working through it. That's all. Talking it out, working through it, hashing it out. Okay? Some of you, you understand that anxieties or fear of the mind are something that you were very prone to, and it's something that you work through regularly. I understand. You know? That's the thing about the anxious mind. It does have strengths, but people are more acquainted with the weakness. Okay? And some of you know you're prone to this. Overthinking, overworrying. And it's held you back. You won't do that. Not with this. Breakthrough. There it is. And one day you're going to kick that devil's ass. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have that moment. You're going to have that, aha, oh, epiphany. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Very good. Yeah. We have the letters B, I. We have 3 medallions here. Sagittarius, Pisces, and Libra. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Here we have the peacock. There's something here, isn't there? A little bit more about recognition. So it's yes, about the upward momentum, absolutely. But recognition. You know, you want the title to match the pay, that kind of thing. Something like that. But you want the recognition. It's not arrogance. It's not like that. It's just, you want the job that can appropriately display, right, your experience. You want to be seen, recognized. Okay? It's a modest hope. It's not a big deal. Little star. But yeah, there is something about recognition. You want the recognition for your work to be stronger. You want more credit attached to you, something like that. Honey, if you've earned it, looks like you have, then you're not wrong. Okay, Virgo, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn, please. What's up? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I said in the intro, versus energies as you see fit. Ten of Cups, the Tower, Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands. Okay, sorry, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Oh, good. Solutions. Six of Wands, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands. Okay. All right, Ace of Pentacles. You and Capricorn. I mean, you. Good night, Christina. You and Virgo. The Ace of Pentacles, however, was very different from yours. I'm seeing solutions, which is good. It's nice. I don't see that too often when I see disruption like that, and then somebody's like, wait. Here's how I can help. So that's interesting. You're showing me, okay, I want to work through this. I do, but I could use a little help here. So I don't know what the heck happened. I really don't. But it's disruptive, and it was distasteful. And I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is you experienced, but your stance on the subject isn't incorrect either. But Ace of Pentacles, you're like, you know what? I can work with that. I am seeing it as the solution being presented to you, as a fix-it for this situation. So it's nice to see somebody help. Okay, so over here, Ten of Cups, the Tower, Nine of Wands. Well, things were correct in your inner circle until they weren't. So inner circle, that is generally what we refer to as emotional harmony, family, friends. I don't care if it's 2 people. I don't care if it's 200. Everybody's inner circle's different, okay? It's not really a competition of emotional love and support. It's who you can rely upon in your life for love and support. You would show up for them and how they would show up for you. Right. The Tower. Something came along and disrupted that nice little peaceful flow you had. And then you got mad. Nine of Wands. Like, you want to start some? You want to start some? Don't. So you got mad, you got defensive, you put a blockade up, a wall up. Somebody in your inner circle pissed you off. Something was said or done that should not have been said or done. And it definitely disrupted the flow, at least for you. Now, whatever this was might have been fine. Let's say you had 20 people. And again, it's not a competition. People get so wrapped up in that. Let's say you had 20 people. Something happened with the Tower. Well, you're part of that 20 in the inner circle. So 19 other people were not affected, but you were. Something like that. Because your reaction is, you want to play? I can play. I'll block you. I will fight you. You're mad. It's like this was very, very disruptive to me. So in some ways you feel not only was this distasteful, that in some way it excluded you from your own inner circle, and that's not cool. It's not. I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't know if it was intentional. I honestly don't know. Your reaction is your reaction. You're offended. You look like you've been excluded. But prior to that moment, you were fine. Everything was fine. Eight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Well, that's nice. It's like I said, someone is putting forward a solution soon. I mean soon. The communication's hot off the press. You understand? So it's coming through now. I don't know who this is, but they're clearly part of your inner circle. Let's call them friendship, but I see it as being offered as a plan or solution to work with you or to kind of rectify the situation. Okay? I know that they mean well, Nine of Cups, and they do wish you well, and they hope that this will help the situation. So it is, once more, a practical solution to something that came up recently. I see you saying yes to it. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what you're going to do or what you feel comfortable with, okay? All I can really tell you is about the unknown and unexpected, and for everything else, it's pretty much verification. So you don't have to take that Ace of Pentacles. You may not relate to this at all, in which case you should have checked your other placements by now. Okay? All I know is that for you feel comfortable trusting this. Okay? Six of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. It's not easy. Well, on the surface, you're showing me satisfaction. Okay, I'll open up to this. I'm pleased with this. Thank you for putting that forward. That does help. it also kind of showcases a certain heaviness. So I can see that your pride was hurt. Okay. It hurt. But you're kind of showing me, okay, please, I'm getting what I need. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of what I want. Perhaps they put a little extra cherry on this when they realized how much this upset me. Because I agree with you, it hurts to be excluded. I don't know what happened there, but you do. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It is hard. You know? But you taking the offer, agreeing to it, says that you trust where this is coming from. And it's a good start. You know, it's a good start. To rebuilding the situation, to trusting it, or going back to that space of harmony once more between yourself and your inner circle. But that's hard. And I'm so sorry. I wonder what the heck that was. I'm trying to put this into a way that makes sense. It's just a very small example. So yours truly, I'll take an example out of my own life. I have so many examples. But I'm what you might call a busy person. I'm at peace with it. That's the life I built into. It's what I invested in a long time ago. It's what I believe in. You know, I have multiple roles, and I like that. I like having multiple roles. It gives me, you know, a sense not just of purpose, but personal wish fulfillment. And I identify as this, I identify as that. I don't like being idle. You know, I'm a very active person in life, and I like to be engaged in ways big and small, professionally and with family and everything else. I have a lot of roles, and I'm proud of those roles. But it's in that same sort of life I built for myself. It was also a web. I'm connected to a lot. And for that reason, I generate a certain energetic reaction to my own efforts by, say, my inner circle. Here's a good example of that. Well, Christina, we didn't think you'd have the time, so we didn't invite you to XYZ. And that could be anything from, like, I don't know, somebody's big day, like a wedding, to like an aunt, uncle's, or niece's, nephew's birthday party. I want to be included. I want to be invited. Don't assume that I'm going to say no just because, from your point of view, maybe I'm a little over the top busy. Is it really so hard to extend an invitation? You know what I mean? You know what I said? I self-censored. It's like, at least give me the courtesy of an invitation. You see what I'm saying? And it's just that kind of sense of unexpectedly being dropped or excluded. And it was distasteful. Whatever that was, it was distasteful, and it was a bit of a shock to you. But, you know, it's like, well, here's the counter to that. Here's how I can correct it. That's my bad. We dropped the ball, something like that. So I really don't know what this is to you. I don't know if it's a big deal. Well, you reacted like it was kind of a big deal. But in terms of how it plays out, it actually looks like it's a quite manageable fix. It really does. You see it as a generous offer or extension of someone else's efforts. Okay? So at least they gave back to you, it looks like, in proportion to the situation. So I don't know how big a deal or not big a deal this was, but it taught you something. Okay? It's hard. It's hard. But trust that you took them up on it. And trust that their efforts to fix the situation are authentic. It looks that way. Queen of Swords, Four of Cups, the Ten of Swords. This was disappointing. That's some hard knowledge there. Queen of Swords, she's upset. Four of Cups, Ten of Swords. What? This is like running a contradiction to what you knew. Why am I like the last to know? This is hurtful. This is very, very hurtful. Why am I the last to know about this? It felt like a betrayal. A betrayal of trust, specifically. Uh-oh. Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. It's like the reflection here is quite simple. You should have known to come to me for this. Why didn't you come to me with this? Why was I the last to know? Why was I the last to be involved or consulted? This is what I do. I handle stuff like this. That's what you're saying. Like, I'm very equipped to handle stuff. Like, I've been proving that for years. You're like, I am the person to come to with this stuff. You felt excluded. Like you were the last to know or the last to be involved. And you're like, I'm the first person who should have known. I'm the first person to be involved. Well, point that out. I think you will. I'm sorry, I know you. When Capricorn wants to make a point, you'll make a fucking point. That's it. You might be really pissed off when you're making your point, but you're still going to make your point. I mean, you're right, though. It's perfectly clear here. Over time, you know me. You know me. But I like who's delivering this. It does look like sincere effort. Yeah, I know his family, honey. You don't have to keep... I know, I get it. Gosh, this was direct. A direct slight or poor moment, a lapse in judgment. It shocked the hell out of you. But it came down from the family tree. Yeah, I see that. You have a whole way of life in here. You're deeply connected to everybody. And it really does feel like a situation where you were the last to know, the last to be informed, or the last person to be asked for help in a situation where you should have been the first point of contact. Your POC. Well, you know now. I don't think that's going to happen twice. I'll tell you that. Whatever that is, I don't think it's going to happen. And it's on a journey. Delayed. It's arriving now. You're arriving now. Journey. Perhaps something to do with travel was involved. Perhaps you were on the road. Perhaps you were on a journey. Perhaps you were on vacation. I don't know. But perhaps others perceived you as being away. Or something having gone away from you. I don't quite know. It's a journey. It's okay. But then so too is life. Life overall is a journey. This is part of it. We have the letters A. We have lots of medallions here. Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, can be connecting to. Their seasons might be important to you. Pegasus, a strong sense of independence and or freedom attached to you. You're the person that independently takes some pride on taking action, making decisions, taking flight. Yeah. Okay. But you also get to choose. You get to choose how you react to this and if you take up the offer. I don't think we need these, but we'll go ahead. A third eye clarity. You'll gain clarity on this. I think a bigger part of you that is intuitive. You know that this was... It looks intentional, but your reaction to it is strong. I think you know inherently whatever this is isn't trying to hurt you or intentionally hurt you and exclude you on purpose. It looks like a drop. Some sort of drop. Perhaps you were away. You were on a journey mid-travel. Who the hell knows? And they didn't want to bother you with it. I think you know on the inside. It wasn't malicious. But I am sorry. Perhaps some of you are working on a brand new beginning for yourselves and you're in that and they didn't want to disturb it with whatever was going on. There's that too. Dark night of the soul, destined. Yeah, this was going to happen. And it kind of says something about the dynamic and where there might have been assumption or sabotage at play that's a little more obvious to you now in the dynamic and that you're a part of. So do keep that in mind. But that night, that moment, that was going to happen. It was going to happen. Something was going to happen. Miscommunication, dropped the ball, that kind of shit. It's inevitable. Are you alive? Are you a human being? Congratulations. There's going to be moments like this that are explosive, unexpected. And then we recalibrate to them. Okay? We make ourselves better known and understood, and that situation or person does as well, if it's healthy. Okay? All right, Capricorn, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me. Scorpio, please. What's going on? Show me, Scorpio. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I say in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Eight of Cups, Temperance, Justice. Okay. Six of Cups, the Tower, the Five of Pentacles. Nine of Wands, Six of Swords, the World. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, yeah, you're working. Very good at what you do, master of your craft, knocking it out. Okay, creating stability for yourself, creating profit for yourself, being of good contribution to society, to the world, whatever that is. Eight of Pentacles, you're good at it. On the personal side, Eight of Cups, Temperance, Justice. You're still learning to heal from something you had to walk from, detach from, emotionally shut down over, walk. Which for us is a serious thing. A lot of people are very, I don't know, capable, it seems, of whipping out the Eight of Cups and just detaching or walking. And for us, it can be quite the exercise, and that's what you're showing me here. You're like, it it took me a long time to come to peace with this, to not just walk from it. That was probably the easy part for you, us, I'm guessing. Learning to be okay with it, giving yourself permission to be okay with it in here, well, that's the hard part. Healing from that which you walked from and finding justice in it. Understanding it was correct, really understanding it was correct for you. Way down there, deep inside, to your core, understanding it was the right thing to do. Being at peace with it, allowing yourself to be at peace with it and not fighting it, right? We will often fight to stay in love that's not good for us. It's much harder for us to fight for ourselves, to understand, to walk away from it. And that's one of the cons to our Ace of Cups. It's one of the cons to being Scorpio, is emotional loyalty. Okay. It's also one of our biggest strengths. Like I said, for every pro there is a con. For every strength there is a weakness. For every superpower there's a kryptonite. They go hand in hand. All of our goals in life, no matter what your sign is to learn our counterbalance, how to correct it, okay? And then also how to feed appropriately our strengths and superpowers. So here, you walked, and learning over time with temperance. Temperance literally means time, patience and compassion for yourself, learning, taking time to learn why, above all, that was correct. It was the right thing to do. Are you listening? It was the right thing to do. It's what you owed yourself. Justice, karmically speaking, however you want to do it, it was spiritually correct. Okay? And being at peace with it. Okay. Over here, Six of Cups, the Tower, Five of Pentacles. That hits so weird, doesn't it? That just hits so weird. You know? This person regrets that you two aren't connected. That's it. It's like I didn't understand we were soul bonded at the time. Six of Cups took place prior to the Tower. So what that's suggesting is I didn't understand what I had. I didn't understand what I was connected to. I took it for granted. I took our Six of Cups for granted. It just felt so easy. And that's one of the, the common misconceptions about the Six of Cups, because it's largely felt, not spoken. That bond, that unique bond that's literally developed over time, it's easily taken for granted, and it's kind of being showcased here today. They didn't think it was anything special because it was just so easily connected to. But they miss it now. Five of Pentacles. I don't know why they're showing me this, because as far as I can tell, it's done, it's over. It may not have been an intimate connection, I have no idea, but intimate in that you two were soul bonded, yes. Okay? A unique emotional imprint you had on each other, yes. No wonder it was so hard for you to walk. And to keep walking, to stay that way, and understanding it was correct for you. I don't know what your love towards them was, the orientation of it. Okay? I know there's sweetness in there, nostalgia. Like I said, that way of understanding those two people have is unique just to them. But it's like the Tower suggests they never really thought of it when they had it. Or it wasn't that special. Or they spent time believing the opposite. This isn't special. This isn't unique. This bond I have with Scorpio. We regret that now. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Why is it people don't understand what they have until it's gone? Why? Because that's what it is to be human. You understand too well what you had, which is why it took you forever and a day to walk the hell away from it. May not have been a person of intimacy. Could have been a family member. Just because you two are connected by blood doesn't mean that it's a healthy connection or relationship. You know? Scorpio is just another cousin or whatever. That's weird, right? But there are some people who can legitimately just click out like that. I know you did what was correct for you, and they're kind of having the opposite effect. They don't understand it until, like, after the fact. Okay, 9 of Wands, 6 of Swords, the World. It was a mutual agreement that, the both of you were, I see where it took you forever to walk. You put a wall up, they responded with an equal wall. You left, 6 of Swords, they're like, I'm gone anyway. You don't mean nothing to me. And the World is closed out. Whatever this is best closed out. Don't get me wrong. I strongly believe, and I see it all the time, that people can learn, they can grow, they can change. But this person's like, well, it's helpless now. I feel helpless, and this is broken for me, and there's nothing I can do. So if someone gets lost to that sense of perceived helplessness, it's best not to be connected to that person, because it's just as bad as someone who's in denial about wrongness or how I hurt somebody. You'll get the same results. Somebody thinks they're helpless to change the situation. That's what they'll believe, whether or not it's true. So it's best that this is cycled out anyway. Even if they recognize your unique connection now, they feel like there's nothing they could do about it. You know. You, the Scorpio I'm looking at, you know better. You know better. You know that with time, most things can be fixed if you genuinely believe in it. It's not just to this situation. This is an overall concept attached to your way of life. Okay? If you want to put the work into something and make it thrive, you will. If you want peace and to learn forgiveness and healing and how to live correctly, you will. If someone wants to believe, well, this is broken beyond repair, they will. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, did it ever occur to you to apologize? Like, I don't know, just the perceived helplessness. I'm just stuck with this feeling. Now that I know what I lost, I'm just permanently broken from it. Well, in that case, it is best left cycled out. I'm not saying that you were faultless. Of course, you contributed to it. It takes two. But I will say this, that willful sort of delusion that this bond I have with you is nothing, that's on them. That's some shit they got to deal with. Okay? You got your own faults and shit that you got to forgive yourself for, because again, it takes two. Okay? That's what part of temperance is. It's not just about forgiving this situation and letting it go. It's what we need to forgive in ourselves, that we were in it at all. You know? How long did it take you to walk from this? That's what I'm saying. You have to come to terms with that. Come to peace with that. All right? It tells me how deeply you loved it. 4 of Pentacles. 2 of Swords, the Star. La 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 la. 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, you know, the Star. Holding on to this is kind of proof that it meant something to us, but tell that to someone who refuses to see, right? It's not important, it's not important, it's not important. Why am I still holding on to it? It's not important, it's not important, it's not important. I don't want anything from that. And yet I think about it constantly. I think about what we did constantly, said constantly. Can't let those parts go. No, no, no. I don't know what the hell any of it means. Never mind, it's not important. Okay. Okay. But it does not pay to be connected to someone. It does not do, in the overall sense, to be connected to someone if you're not on the same page with them or the same goals, because you'll always, in some way, be split or divided. And you two were never on the same page in terms of what this meant to the other. I can see why you didn't know what this connection didn't mean to them, because they spent a lot of time devaluing it. Even if they didn't tell you that with words, and I'm sure they didn't, they did so in spirit. You know, this doesn't mean anything. And in some way it showed. It had to have. Why else did you have reason to walk? It showed in them in some way. Okay? They don't know what they want from this, and their actions or words showed that consistently or inconsistently. All right. 7 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 9 of Cups. You interpreted this emotionally as a relationship that you felt personally was an act of wish fulfillment. I'm gravitating towards this for a reason. And 7 of Wands, you had to put, again, once more, that blockade up. I can't be emotionally attached to this anymore. But you did interpret it personally as a relationship in some way. Okay? All right. Knight of Cups, vulnerable, King of Wands, and the Moon. How someone really felt was always under the moon. There was actually beautiful things under there. But once more, if you spend the vast majority of your time denying the connection, of course that shit's going to be under the moon. There was real love, vulnerability, passion under the moon. And that's the direct result of saying it don't mean shit. This was false. The real feelings got buried. The deeper meaning and context got buried. You, for your part, recognized cautiously that it was something that you personally identified with as a relationship. And they're like, I don't have any deeper feeling to this. Okay, that's enough. It's closed. It's best to stay that way, honestly. But the Scorpio I'm looking at, you know. You know. Even if you were to wander back into this person's life, how they last treated it, that's probably where they would pick it up too. They don't have any other background for how to treat this. They haven't done the work. Polar Bear, strong-willed, number 15. Cold as ice. Strong-willed, but also cold as ice. Can be very shut down. Under the moon. Frozen feelings. Privileged lady in reverse, a false empowerment. Strong-willed and a false sense of empowerment. So the Emperor, Empress in reverse is very distinct. False sense of empowerment. They confused strength with empowerment. This was anti-empowerment. Being true to our authentic self, that would have been empowerment. Okay? But unnecessarily strong or frozen in emotion or just shut down. Okay? Yeah. Adjudication. Oh, you figured that out for yourself. Yeah, that was part of the balancing process. Okay. Number 30. 15 and 12. You've had lots of perspective on this, weighing up the scale. You've had ample time to do so. And just to be clear, this was not like a week ago. I don't know what you know about time and tarot, but we're talking a year or more of learning from this and learning to let it go. To not allow ourselves to be emotionally attached to this. Okay? I have no doubt it was a soul bond. But tell that to someone who didn't appreciate it. Life-changing decision. It was one of the best decisions you ever made, I promise you, my love. And I don't see things like that that are too confirming. I promise you this cycle is best left closed. Why am I saying it? Well, because you've done a phenomenal amount of work that you are coming to terms with. The perspective, then, that you've had, while it feels new, is based on a lot of work in the past, however long ago you walked from this. And it's kind of like bringing it all home now. That's why I'm saying it now. It was a good, life-changing decision, but I promise you it's best kept apart. If that's all someone perceives they're capable of doing, then that's all that they will expect from themselves. Okay? Oh, so many. X, M, S, L, K. We have the medallions of Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay. So you might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. Their seasons might be important to you. We have a little bicycle. Some of you ride bike, profession, hobby, or it's symbolic to you in some way. Okay? And then we have the four-leaf clover. Some of you have been touched with a little bit of luck here and there. Perhaps just the right moment, perhaps in very small ways, but a little bit of luck can go a long way. Yes? Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Pisces. Show me, Pisces. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Show me, Pisces. The Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Emperor. Okay. King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Back up. Ten of Pentacles. Oh, lovely. Wow. All right. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Ace of Swords, the Hierophant. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, overview. Wow, this is some good stuff here today. Just to be clear, I am seeing the elements straight away of commitment, longevity, foundation. Okay. So that already kind of tells me to tell you. Okay, you're either connected in that way or you're not. But I am seeing what looks like a long-term partnership here. Very long-term. Queen of Pentacles, you're comfortable with this. You know this. Sense of responsibility, growth. Okay, and then also self-worth. Right now, Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Emperor. You are taking some much-needed time for yourself to reflect and heal and kind of calm your energies down. You're saying, I've been very, listen to me, Christina. I've been busy. Like a lot. I've been carrying a lot. I need a break. I believe you. The Emperor. You're going to come out the other side of that? Much more empowered. That's got to be the best nap I've ever seen because you look more than refreshed. You're like, right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to jump back in it. You got this. You got this. I don't know what constitutes busy for you, but I can see that when your two energies are combined, oh my, there's a lot going on in there. Like, there's a lot. And you're like, yeah, I'm part of it. I'm very responsible. But part of your responsibility is knowing when, where, and how you need to take a break or back off. So I do see you dropping, at least temporarily. It's not a long-term drop. That's a temporary drop of some responsibilities in order to take a break. It looks like you need it. And you are actually strongly encouraged by that partner to do the same. They're like, I got it. Don't worry, Pisces, honey, I got it. This is some strong I got it energy. It's beautiful. But yeah, no, it's lovely. And like I said, you come out the other side feeling bigger, better, bolder, stronger. It's great. It's just what you needed. Okay? The King of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. This person loves you like crazy. Oh my God. Possibly fellow water sign there, but they love you like crazy. Like they're not shy about it. It's making me smile because it's so sweet. King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. They're like, oh yeah, I'm all about love. I specifically love my Pisces though. Like their love energy is 1,000% aimed at you. It's great. It's like, here's all the love. Here's all the support you need. Love, support, support, love. Love, support, love. Like this person's all about you. Like they love you so much. They really, really do. And there's a Ten of Pentacles and this person thrives on it though. They really thrive on love. It's like the harder they love, the better they do. You ever met somebody like that? Well, you should. You're a water sign. That's what it's like to thrive as a water sign. When you are loved and it's returned to you, it shows. You just kind of thrive, you know? And yeah, they're all about stability, emotional stability. Their emotions towards you or this connection, both, never deviate. Like that's wonderful. It's consistent. They're solid as a rock. Emotionally loyal, loving, you got it. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Hierophant. And you're like, together, we do this. This is like the best team effort I've seen. Somebody else showed me some really solid team effort. And I got to say, this one takes the cake. Even more so. The other one I saw, I don't remember who it is at this point. I don't know. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. But you will if it's in your placement and you see it. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Hierophant. That is beautiful. You two have a rule. You have a rule. Not just about commitment, but what it means to you both. And that means you'll double down when things get hard. You know, you put in your best, not your worst. You understand, the both of you, what commitment means. That means you have each other's backs always. There's nothing you don't do for your partner that you wouldn't do for you, for yourself. It's like what I expect from me, I expect from them. Okay? We bring the best of our commitments to the table every day. We work through whatever it is we need to work through every day. I needed to drop some stuff off temporarily. They picked it up, no problem. I would do the same for them, and you would. Because you have loving, nurturing, and caring qualities too. You both believe in living and loving through acts of self-worth and your better selves. So it's just the break you needed. This person completely supports it, loves you very much. And you two have a very quality commitment and a very quality way of life. And you're dedicated to it. This is gorgeous. Great. I have nothing left to say. Bye. Have a great day. You need a little break. I'm glad you took your break. You're making it look easy. The both of you are making it look easy. But this is the kind of thing you build up over time, you know. The dedication to your two's world, reality, and commitment are really, really real. It's beautiful. But that took time to build into that. You know? Keeping the love alive and keeping the real world activities balanced. And remember, you two make this commitment what it is. It's not any one person's particular time, energy, and efforts. It's the both of you. It's wonderful stuff. Beautiful. Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. This has been on your mind, and you just now got comfortable. You just now got comfortable putting a little bit more time, energy, and effort into yourself. You're not used to taking time off, are you? Well, I see that. That's okay. You got support here. It shows up several times. But you had to grow into the idea. You had to get comfortable with it. Yeah, it might have been a while since you allowed yourself to not do as much. And that's physical. Once more, it's physical energy that's being spent here. That's wonderful. Yeah, go ahead, take that time off, honey. It's not a lot, but it's just what you needed. Four of Swords, there it is. Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups. Yeah. This is something that's recognized by you and those who are close to you, your inner circle. Four of Swords, you're being encouraged by family and friends overall. They say it's good energy. Please do that, Pisces. So I like that you have love and support, and it goes beyond just this, but into other areas of your life. And some of you taking time off is spending more time with family and friends. There's good energy there, though. You find it very resting, very resting and restorative. Okay, that's good stuff. There's not much else to report here, and I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that, Pisces. Okay. You know? Yeah, sudden wealth is in reverse. No, there was nothing about your two's wealth that was sudden. Okay. No, there was nothing sudden about that at all. This was equity that was built up over time. Okay. And there's a lot of it in here. Once more, it's tying back to your two's direct contribution. No, it's not sudden wealth. Whatever wealth there is was built into. Okay? The commitment over and over again. Oh, and the storms in reverse. Whatever it is that was disruptive, perhaps mentally or emotionally upsetting, just exhaustion, that's passing. The clouds are passing. The storm is passing. These are good things. But I like how sudden wealth is in reverse. It's like nothing about this was overnight. Perhaps you two have a business together. It's not just a relationship, but a professional business too. And you needed some time away from it because they step up and step into it like no joke. I don't know. That's one of the things that came to mind. We have letters V, H, I, and then we have the medallion of Taurus. Somebody has some very strong Taurus in your chart, can be connecting to, or we're talking about now. That time frame we're looking at for your time off is now. Okay? Okay. And I had to make sure. Storm is over. The busy times are over. The exhaustion is over. Separation, hold on, higher self, activation. There it is. Here we have the Hierophant here saying, no, you need some time to yourself. You need some space to yourself. It is a temporary setting down of responsibilities. I'm not saying separating as, oh, we're suddenly breaking from this person tomorrow. No. The oracles need to be in flexibility with the actual tarot read. So I see you allowing yourself to get some space. Okay. And it's going to be restorative. It's going to feel so much better. Your energy is going to be restored. Okay? Okay. Yeah, we got all that. All right. Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. You're doing a good thing by taking some time off. You might find that it feels a little selfish at first. That's okay. That's normal. I can see what you're used to giving to this. It's not. It's what you need for yourself. And in fact, your person's encouraging you. All right. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Cancer? Show me Cancer, please. Right. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But explain the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. What's going on for Cancer? What's up? Knight of Swords. 7 of Wands. The Empress. Ooh. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. And the 4 of Wands. Tricky. Shared. Knights of Cups. Ace of Wands. 9 of Wands. Overview. Knight of Wands. A lot of knights, a lot of movement, a lot of activity. To be clear, you're trying to keep your energies up and fresh and running, vital, optimistic, you know, lovely, beautiful flow. Knight of Wands is a day-to-day operation. I love that, you know. It suggests, you know, I feel pretty good about what I'm doing and why. Let's show that energy outwards, you know. And Knight of Swords, 7 of Wands, the Empress. You're very busy. But you're showing me an element of caution. Caution, 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 caution. Careful. 7 of Wands. It's like hesitation there with the Empress. I don't know if this is in my best interest. What is going on here? You're showing me some sort of defensiveness. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's coming from a good place of protecting yourself or thinking that you need to be cautious regarding your own particular interests. Okay. Over here, 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. I can see why. You're like, I don't know about that. It's coming from a very reasonable place in you, don't you think? Like, if someone was like, hey, maybe an Ace of Pentacles, huh? Huh? That could be fun. 4 of Wands. What the hell is that? So it's no what you're kind of looking. You're looking like that Empress who's like, I know better. I'm empowered. I make decisions all day, every day. That's what I do. And you actually have a natural tendency to show up enthusiastically and hope for things. Put good energy. It's not just about passion. Okay, it's how we outwardly sometimes approach things. And typically, more often than not, you're that Cancer. You try to meet people, places, things, situations where they are. With good enthusiasm. Actions. But you're saying when it comes to this, though, you're like, I hesitate. That kind of tells you something, doesn't it? Right? You're an Empress and you're looking at the situation as, you're trying to show me an Ace of Pentacles, but I'm having a hard time taking you serious. Sorry. I'm trying. Sorry, not trying to laugh. It's just you have to understand. You're coming from such an open space. I'm on point. I try to be empowered every day. I'm productive. I'm loving. I'm generous, but I'm not a fool. I'm not stupid. Okay. And then over here, I got somebody like, what is this? Are you in or out? What's going on here? What is that mess? That's a hot mess. Do you have an Ace of Pentacles or not? I don't know what's going on here, Cancer, and neither do you. So you're kind of like looking at this like, I'm sorry, am I supposed to be taking you seriously? I don't. What are you trying to convince me of? Because someone's trying to convince you to take their offer seriously in a relationship, but it's like, I'll commit to this if you do. What does that mean? They got one foot in, one foot out regarding their own offer. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm talking about a relationship if you are. I'll take you seriously if you do. I'll stabilize this if you want to. What is that? I don't know what this means, and neither do you. Over here, I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. It's something's either an Ace of Pentacles or Four Wands, or it isn't. So what's there to be confused? What's there to play hot foot with? What's the hot and cold about? Yeah, I'm totally taking this seriously. Sometimes. I'm growing into it. I'm maturing with this relationship, or I'd like to. Sometimes. It's no wonder you look a little skeptical. Because typically you meet, like I said, people, places, things, situations where they are, and you're happy to do so. Okay? You're a quality Cancer. You're like, I know what I stand up for. But this, I'm not really sure what this person's offering you in terms of relationship. Four of Wands, once more, is defined by two people, literally the work they put into it, thus label it. And they're like, yeah, I can put in some time, energy, and effort, mostly. It'll be inconsistent sometimes, but I'll do my best to be consistent. What the fuck is that? Anyway, you strongly question this person's ability to remain consistent, and I see that over here. Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands. I'm sorry, it's the surface looks okay. The surface looks okay. It does. A lot of people are like, oh, thrilled when they say that. They're like, sign me up. But you're looking at this person's kind of character based on their actions, their in and out energy, their left, right, up, down. They say this, but then they have a hard time backing it up. Whereas you kind of always meet things where they are. You have a lovely consistency to show up when you say you're going to show up and do what you're going to do. They're not as consistent as you. And that's fine, but it seems to me you would have to take several steps back in order to work or accommodate with this person. Relationship or work, or perhaps it's a working contract. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to have the same value as you do. Okay. But yeah, Knight of Cups, Eight of Wands. There's some communication there, and it does, on the surface, it looks vulnerable. It looks soft. It looks well-meaning, but I don't see it going through. And I'm not telling you what to do. You already had your guard up over here. Okay. And then it's you double down on it with the Nine of Wands. It's like, you know what? I already kind of had my eyebrow raised at you. But there's something here about the emotional expression that is like, oh, no, no, no. No, that's full block. That's full on block. You know, it's something I say all the time, make it real or go home. Make it real, go away. And they question their own realness, how much to give to this, and time, energy, and effort. But don't hold me to it, but kind of hold me to it. I want you to expect things from me, but not too much. Does that work for you? It feels a little bit more immature than in comparison where you're coming from. You expect people to show up and take action and be consistent about it. And that's one of the things that's made you personally successful and empowered. I feel like this wants to step up to kind of be more like you or where you are in the state of readiness, but it's not quite there for me. It's not as so immature that I'm seeing just pages. No. But it's not developed enough that you can take it seriously, if I'm being perfectly... And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. But this... I hope this works for you. Just don't hold me to it. Like, I want a real committed relationship, but just not like too committed. The fuck? What is that? I don't, okay. You know, it's like, it's kind of like when people, you know, they're not prepared for dating, because I hear it all the time. Yeah, I want something, just, I don't want anything too serious. Okay, bye. That's what I always say. For the people I've worked with, and they know they want something serious, they want something with purpose and meaning and room to grow and a level of emotional and spiritual dignity, you know, I tell them, do not tolerate that. Don't, because you will always be compromising yourself. In that respect, if I'm not looking for anything serious, well, then I am looking for you. You have a good time with that, you know, because but this person's like, I want to be more serious. I do. It's on my to-do list. It's a goal. I just don't take it too seriously. And yeah, there's something about that when it got real in the emotional expression, no, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. And that's your choice. Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. There's something here about, look, if you want a new beginning, particularly in love, I want you to continue to aim for that. Your energy looks beautiful intimately on the personal side. You are like, honey, you're cherry. You're gorgeous. Okay. But you have realistic experiences here and expectations, and you're enforcing them. Okay. But this is what you want to experience. You want to experience real emotional connectivity, real depth, real intimacy, and being turned on, but being turned on from the heart. Okay. So that means pressing onwards and kind of moving past this. I feel like someone's trying to impress you, but they can't back up what they're saying. Okay. It sucks because once the emotionality gets expressed, you go, no. So but it feels off, and I don't blame you. I think this one wants to be ready for someone like you, but they're not ready for someone like you. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But I want you to continue on. Take that as your sign, honey. No, continue on. Okay? You have so much passion in you, but also real natural love. Know your worth. Four of Cups, the Chariot. There's the idea that in driving forward to this or moving forward in this, you would not be on the same page with this person. And I strongly suspect that you are correct. That is your power card, of course, with the Chariot there. I strongly suspect you're correct. If you drive this forward, you'll just be met with disappointment. Okay. It can kind of talk a good game, but it can't sustain itself. It can't live up to its own talk. It even said, don't take me too seriously, though. It's like, okay. Okay, I won't. I won't. I can either take you seriously or I can't. The message is the communication's too small, too immature, or too infrequent with the hummingbirds. So there's a lot of it, but it doesn't seem to add up to much. It's what was a star. Okay, you're guiding by a higher vision. Yeah. Unexpected income for some of you, in which case, congratulations. Some of you might have had a little extra something. Perhaps there's an increase in profit at work. I don't know. But for some of you, hey, you had a little extra luck this past month or whatever. And that's cool too. Okay? You're in concern. At 33, that kind of speaks to your sense of wisdom here. You got some concerns about this one. And you're also showing me the wisdom and experience. But you have energy that is youthful, sexy, lush. Okay? It's beautiful. Sorry about that. We are pressing late into the afternoon, but that's okay. We're wrapping up. All right. Other than that, I think your reading was really straightforward today. But once more, Tarot Lady can't tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. I can only give you my impressions and things like that. But honestly, the Cancer I'm looking at, you can kind of see the situation as it is for yourself. And you're a big Cancer. You make your decisions accordingly. If you just wanted some fun time with this, I'm sure you could. You're like, nah, that's just not really my thing. You want your fun time energies to go somewhere relevant, you know? Okay. There's a generous offer there. Some of you, congratulations, by the way. This stuff aside, some of you have done really well at work. You might be expanding in terms, like I said, in profit, pay raise, maybe even new opportunities, but I had the phrase new contracts just jump to mind. If that's the case, congratulations. You've done a heck of a job. You're expanding on your roles. A secret admirer. Yeah, not so secret. When it comes through, you'll know. It's just, oh, yeah, it's so small. The energy is so much smaller than yours. And I don't mean, I told you there was a certain level of underdeveloped in this. And you're kind of operating up here from a space of maturity, and this is who I am, this is what I do. You shows me some wisdom cards over to the Empress that suggests time developing and knowing yourself and living up to your own expectations and acting on them. And then I have someone here who's much smaller. There's the Page of Swords right there, the secret admirer, but spying and watching. I think this is someone who likes to imagine they could step up and be where you are. But they question their own ability to provide the very thing that they said that they could do. Whereas you don't have that same issue. And that means you would be connecting to someone who is not your equal. Okay, like I said, in order to meet this person where they are, you personally would have to take several steps back. And I think you're too developed to be there. But again, it's a choice. Even if they grew under your direct exposure or influence, intimate or otherwise, you know, you might be in that position where you always feel like you're catching them up or they're a couple of steps behind you. And I don't know. But I think someone's been watching you because they're impressed by what you do, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I can see that. I can see that. It's easy to admire the person who just seems to do it all. You get admired for your work. This person's one of those. So that, oh no. I have to, okay, because it crossed my mind. I'm reported. If it could be someone at work, then, oh, no. It's like, man, they always bring their A game. Look at that. There's a reason they're in charge. That's hot. Wonder if I could, okay, there we go. And no. I see the quality of who you are intimately on the inside. But you know. Oh, honey, you got a little raging inferno in there. But it's beautiful. And I want you to connect with somebody who you don't have to coach into that role. You want your equal. Okay? Someone who can match your raging inferno with theirs. Not someone you have to teach how to do that. I'm sorry. No, I can't. Oh, no. I don't know. Something doesn't feel right. It just feels wrong. I don't know. But you know that. You know that. Even if we're not talking about like age, it's like someone who's just has not developed yet. Okay, in terms of their self and who they are and what they do and why they do it and owning the energy. It doesn't feel correct. It doesn't. In E, we have the letters N and E. And we have the medallion of you, Cancer, and Aquarius, of course. Placements in your chart, including Aquarius. The seasons might be important to you or could be connecting. You have the key here. Yes, you do. Ten of Pentacles, the way of life, the tree of life. Yeah, growing into it is beautiful. You very much value your foundation and putting a lot of good quality self into that, you know? And then the four-leaf clover. Several folks have gotten this. That's wild. Everybody's getting a little bit of luck right now. I have to insist, this person admires you for your work. It feels that way. They see what you do, they see what you accomplish, and they're attracted to it. And to be clear, there might be an age difference, and I could give a about age differences. I really could care less. So long as two people are on the same page. Thing is that you're not. Not in terms of emotional quality, expression, or experience. And the willingness to step into the role and own it, you have that. It speaks to maturity. Nay, not so much. I think that's one of the reasons why they admire you. So they have to grow into that on their own time. Okay? When that communication comes through, you shut it down. And that makes perfect sense. All right. Cancer, honey, I hope this helps you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. I know. What is it? It's so much stuff. Well, I know. It's so curious. What's going on? It's cinnamon, cinnamon. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, scratch, scratch.